Hello! How is everyone doing? Hudson! Didn't expect to see you in here tonight. Alright, everybody. We are on version 0.0.1 officially, as you can see, because now I've actually implemented version history like built into the code as like user readable high level overview of here's kind of what's changed. And also last time, which was 2 weeks ago, we skipped last week, we now have basic UI buttons, similar to Moonrover. We kind of copy-pasted a lot of the UI code from Moonrover, because it worked. Just had cake and ice cream for your sister's birthday, it didn't go anywhere. You know what? That's a good way to have a vacation, is just to not go anywhere. You know, it's a vacation, you want to rest. So there's not really much here yet. Also of note is we actually have a button to get to the level editor and to go back to the main menu. And then we have a button to import a level. So you can go to the level editor, you can export. No, let's actually build something real quick. Ground. The level editor is really bare bones right now. It is basically just, here are some buttons that work. Put in some little snowbanks. You don't live in the middle of nowhere, you can have food delivered. Weird, huh? Mike's a little quiet tonight? Let's see here. Let's double check that. Oh, I'm kind of topping out a bit. It might be the music is too loud or something. No, the music's barely registering on OBS. Mic is way louder than music. What's everybody else think? Mic levels a little low. Let me try this. Let me just bring it a little bit closer to my face and see if that helps a little bit. Get a little bit more intimate Dobbs moments. Okay. Yeah, I was a little far away. Okay. So you can export, and that gives you this very long. This is JSON, is what it's called, not JSON. JSON, which is a nice way of stacking data together that is. Let's see here. Let me actually show you what this would look like if I. That doesn't really come across super well. Because it's all in one line. Actually, yeah, that's the problem there, is it's all in one line. Well, JSON is a nice, neat way of organizing data. Kind of like, imagine how you would take notes in class. Like, you'd have your headings, and then your subpoints, and then maybe your sub-subpoints, and then like a list, like a bullet list of extra little details. It's kind of like that. It's a specified way that says, okay, you have a heading, and it always is followed by something. That could be a list of things, or it could be another subsection. But it's like it's always all right. You use curly braces for a subsection. You use square brackets for a list of things, and all this other stuff. The point is, we can take that, and then we can import our level. We paste that same text. Don't have your computer with you. I have not seen how to do them on mobile. Like, they still show up in chat, which is nice and everything. But I've not found a good way to actually, like, post them. Oh wait, actually they are there. So maybe you do just have to enable them. Well, they're on there for me, so. Well, here, you might be able to just, like, actually use the text. You know, like, spell it out. There you go. There's the text if you remove the space. So you can import a level by just pasting the code, and then boom, you get to play it. I gotta get money and build snowmen. Yeah, there's still a lot of issues here. Pew, 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 pew. You see them, they're just not animated. Aw. Yeah, it might just be something you have to enable. So yeah, we can build snowmen, we can build walls, all the rest. The big thing is you can import levels and actually play them now. So that's a huge step right there in the right direction. So really glad that we got to that point last time. Emote slots are nice. They are! I'm gonna have to move a lot of things around, maybe draw a few more. We'll see. Okay, so for tonight, I had a list of some things I wanted to do so that we can start moving on to the next big phase of actually building this game, which is the ability for us to easily add more units, like different types of enemies, but also more towers, more types of things you can build, things that can actually go onto the map somewhere. So for more units, here's the issue there is we got to figure out, you know, what are the existing penguins doing? And it's pretty straightforward. They use the navigation mesh, which tells them exactly, hey, here's the next cell you should go to because this is the fastest route, is go that way next. And they also kind of disappear in the water, but that doesn't really change anything gameplay wise. So I made a little list of some things that could be interesting for us to look through. One thing is we may want to consider units that travel more slowly or more quickly when they're in the water. And if we do that, then does the navigation need to handle it? So for instance, if you had a level, let's build a big wall here so it's very clear that, okay, there's only one way. There's only one way in, and it's through this top point here. If you had something like that where, like, let's say you could go like this, you know, you could take this ground path over here, or you could swim across. If you had a unit that was significantly slower in the water, if it was just going on which path is the shortest, well, that's just take the diagonal straight through the water. But if you were going on which path is the fastest, they would probably want to take the ground. And I'm not sure if we want the navigation to handle that. Like, should the units just always take the quickest path? Like, is it, from a gameplay perspective, does it create enough interesting scenarios, or the scenarios that actually require you to take advantage of that fact, are they so contrived and niche that we would have to build very strange levels to take advantage of it? And I'm kind of leaning towards the latter now, that it's like we could spend a lot of time doing that, like having a different navigation mesh for every different type of enemy, but it feels like it would be so much, like it just wouldn't be worth it. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards. It's like, maybe we do have it so that you can have some that travel faster in water, but navigation mesh doesn't matter. Like, they'll still take just the shortest path. Because even with that, you can still do some stuff to make it interesting, even if the units always follow like a set path based on their position, not based on their specific abilities. One exception we will need to make is flying enemies. If we're going to add some of those, which we probably will, enemies that kind of ignore walls and everything else and just make a beeline straight for your base. Those sort of things, they will probably also have a separate navigation mesh, but we'll deal with that later, I think. Hey, there you go. You got it, Hudson. Rover Bob. You know, now that we got Rover Bop as an animated emote, I feel like I'm not even sure if he needs to be in the corner of the stream, because he can be in chat. Oh, weird. Huh. Well, you got it figured out at least. That's good. Let's see. What was the other thing? Don't want to do nav mesh, different nav mesh for speed of terrain. It just shows the thumbnail of it. Oh, for you, you only see the thumbnail. Ah. Which, shout out to Germdove for mentioning that the Hover Panic, the first frame of that is just a completely transparent box. So the thumbnail previously was just nothing. It was just an empty square. So we got that figured out at least. Let's see here. Okay, so based on the fact that we're not doing anything special with different navigation meshes, I think we can look into just going straight into trying out some different enemy logic. The dev exit emote. Yes, exactly. All right, so we want to move a lot of this logic out of the penguin class and into some generic class of just enemy. So actually, you know what? That's what we're gonna start with. Is we're just gonna copy paste this whole file and turn that into enemy.js. Here we go. Which doesn't do anything yet. We're gonna start pulling some things out here. So let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot of things we need to figure out. I think, first off, that when we are creating new enemies later in the game, like, you know, like, oh, you're facing a wave of penguins, but they have more health than usual. That's not going to be a penguin sprite anymore. It's going to be a completely different class, you know, like bulky penguin or something. It may even use the same art as the normal one, but it should be a separate, we're going to keep that as a separate class. Which is to say that the HP of an enemy will be baked into its class. It will not be something we pass in when we construct it. That will just be the base part of the enemy. All right, so what else do we have? Blocks build. Okay, that refers to the fact that you can't build on top of a penguin. If there's a penguin in the playing field, you can't build on top of them. Speed. Speed will be part of the class, and the base speed, the normal speed will be 0.5, but different classes can override that. That one's fine. So let's see, where do we actually use speed? We're gonna change that to the class reference of speed here. Here we go. And so now we can drop this. Okay, good. We've got some error handling stuff here. This one of these still actually happens once you get to the base. Technically, it cannot find the next cell to travel to once it gets to the goal. I think we will change that at some point. It won't be a lose condition. I think it'll be something like each one that reaches the main central tower will deal some amount of damage to your run. Like, you know, you start with like 10 health to your tower, and every penguin that reaches it knocks one off. And maybe some big ones actually can knock multiple. We'll see. Let's see. We do want to have different speeds for swimming. Swim speed ratio is going to refer to, does it travel slower in the water? So we are going to need some kind of is submerged. Right now we use this. It's not age mod 60. Oh, okay, okay. This is just saying how to draw the penguin. Draw the penguin sprite or draw the animated ripples if it's in the water. So you know what? We probably do want to do this check before we do our movement, because then we can change the speed. So let's do that. So actually, you know what? I just removed the speed variable, and we're going to add it right back in. We're going to say this dot speed times. We're going to use a ternary against my best judgment. If it's on the ground, just use the base speed. Otherwise, multiply it by the swim speed ratio. 1.0 means it's the same on the ground as the water. If this was like 0.5, that means that swimming, it's half as fast as it is on the ground. So that's baked in now. And then we can just do this and this. Art. Where are we gonna house the art for this? So this one's tricky because why is this one tricky? We're going to change how the art is done at some point. Right now, we just have a single image file. Where is that? Right here. Where we just grab, all right, it's tile 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's very straightforward. Eventually, we're gonna have probably bigger image files that have actual frames of animation, maybe even directional facing, like penguin is facing up, penguin is facing down, penguin is facing up left, something like that. Until that point, though, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to have tile is 3. Use the third image after the first one. Okay, so navigation is fine for anything except flying enemies right now. Is on ground, that is good. Speed, that's good. Here, I'm gonna actually include override in derived class. I just want to mention that, hey, these need to be overridden. These are default values, but they should be overridden. Based on that, we can do swims underwater. By default, true. All right, this is tricky. Penguins that dive under the water. All right, let's go back to the art file here. So take a look at this. Right now we use these ripples. We go from one to the other for when you're submerged. When you're not submerged, you just get drawn as a little penguin in the top corner here. So let's say we draw a new enemy, but this enemy all right, hang on, let me catch up to my thoughts here. The gameplay mechanic I want to think about is, can you be targeted while you're underwater? Can the penguin be targeted while underwater? I would say that some enemies can, some enemies can't. I would say if they are drawn as just ripples, then no, you can't hit them. But if they're like partially above water, or for some reason this enemy, or maybe a flying enemy that just flies over the water, then yeah, that one's fine. Let it go over the water. And so that creates an issue in drawing. because obviously I don't want to draw a whole lot of extra art if I can avoid it. Is there a way? Wonder if there's a way. What even is this on the right? I don't even remember what that is. Sprite or Art 11, Tile 11. I have no idea what that was supposed to be. Actually, does that appear anywhere in the code? Nope. Oh, maybe? Yes, empty snowbank is what that is. Makes sense. All right. This is gonna be annoying to change later, but for now, we're gonna have art tile index, which needs to be overridden. Honestly, I would like a way to draw an enemy halfway up and on the ripples. Okay. Here's my idea. In our sprite code. Oh, by the way, I did get some bass music figured out for the game, which I may play at some point. It is kind of plays. It's not actually in the game yet, but I was playing around on Beepbox, and I got this, which sounds better than it looks because you can't really parse what this URL is on its own. So we may look at that. Okay, so our sprite code, I just saw it. There it was. Nope, there. Okay, so when you're drawing, you draw a tile. Da-da-da. I love curry music. So what we can do here is we can have a little... This is gonna look a little bit weird for some of the sprites, but I think for others it'll be fine. What we're gonna do is we're actually only gonna draw the top half of a sprite if it's underwater. Top half, maybe even further up than half, maybe like just the top little bit, but still. So how are we gonna determine that? Enemy is gonna set some kind of flag. Is waiting, but not waiting, waiting, as in waist up water, waist down water, whatever. By default, this is gonna be false, and we're gonna set it when we do this is on ground. And also we need to know is targetable. Oh no, we already have swims underwater. If not swims underwater, then is waiting equals not is on ground. Heck yes, about time. Do 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 do. Actually, now that song's over, here's what the music is gonna sound like. It's a little bit kind of, all right, Moon Rover level 1 theme was all like, yeah, we're on an adventure. And this one is gonna be more like kind of just a little like, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's a little bit airy and it doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere in particular. Let's see how my volume is on this. Here we go. Crank that a little bit. It's just kind of a little bit, it's icy. I think maybe that's the best way to put it. Which is perfect. A lot of it is the xylophone or marimba instrumentation. But it moves, it keeps moving forward, but it's like, it's not, you know, it kind of leaves you a little bit on edge. Okay, so we are going to do art tile index. Okay, here we go. Waiting is waiting. If is waiting, then do something weird. Otherwise, do our normal drawing that we like to do. Okay, so now we got to handle this waiting stuff. How do we get it on based on age? Where does age come from? Is age a property of sprite? It is. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab water or ripple index. Is right there. It's either 9 or 10. We're gonna draw that tile number, and then, okay, here's where things get weird. We're gonna draw tile. Where's draw tile? Where does draw tile get defined? In main. Why not? Ooh, okay, this is interesting. The draw tile function is specifically set up to only draw a full one of these tiles. So what we will want to do is modify that ever so slightly. And we can scale it. X and Y. It's like I can draw it lower. And then I want to like clip it at the end. So that would be destination height. Currently we're basing that on source height. I guess I can just have an is trimmed parameter. And normally I'm going to pass in false. I hate throwing more parameters into the mix, but this is kind of necessary in this case. Okay, so if I'm drawing a trimmed sprite, then I only want to draw like the top, I don't know, third of it. And these are how big? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are these 24? No, they're 20, aren't they? That sounds right. That rings a bell. Yeah, okay. 20 tall. So what we're gonna do is, if it's trimmed, then we're only gonna draw destination height times equals 8/20. Sure. Goofy, but we'll take it. Okay, so after we draw the ripple, then we're going to draw a trimmed version of whatever our actual tile is. This is so weird, but it will work. Trust me. So this is all based on the is waiting flag. And otherwise, we're just going to draw the normal. We're going to use our normal setup here. Don't do that in here. Okay, so let's go back to our penguin class now. And we're going to get rid of all this stuff. Instead of extending sprite, we're going to extend enemy. We can get rid of this for now. HP is going to be moved around, but don't worry about that. Update function is done, actually. Pretty much the only thing we would want here is this block right here for now, and we'll throw HP in there as well. Is that enough? Does that work? If I just copy this... Oh wait, did I? Swims underwater, false. Let's do that. Export, refresh, import. Oh, error. Penguin has already been, oh, because I called my enemy class penguin, but it's actually enemy. Okay, import. Dang it. Export, copy. Back to menu, import. All right, they are not drawing as expected. Dang. So let's see what happened there. Sprites. 10. Is waiting is false. Oh, really, Germdove? Even your viewers are eating grapes. Excellent. Hovercat will be happy to hear. Grapes are in. What can I say? Grapes are the hip new thing, the trend that all the kids are getting into. What color grapes are being eaten by Germdove? Thoughts, Hovercat?
I'm gonna go with purple.
Purple/red. Maybe. Hudson has it. Green grapes.
Oh well.
It was worth a shot.
Did my best.
You sure did. Okay, they are getting set as is waiting there. So that's working. Fork over the doubloon. Put the doubloons in the bag. Don't give him the doubloons. I'm still not satisfied with how it turned out. The music, I mean. There's some parts I'm like, oh, that's just not doing anything for me. It's just I picked some random notes. Honestly, it doesn't work. It's a first draft. Still no animated slots over there. I mean, you've already got the one you need. You just gotta add, you know, as soon as it's available, you gotta get Germdove Nod in there. It's gonna be great. Okay, so our problem has to be in main on our is trimmed. Destination height. Oh wait, source height is what we need to change, isn't it? Nod, sneeze, and the third one. Perfect. Still not being drawn the way I'd expect them to be drawn. Alright, this is a stupid way to do this, but it'll work. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I guess not. Well, dang it. Dang it. Gotta export another code here. Import, all right. 8. Yeah, it is only wanting to draw 8. Oh, I think I get it. Maybe. Yeah. Only do if is on ground or if it's wait. Or not. Yeah, I mean that works. So we can get rid of, I think we can get rid of this console log here. All right, here we go. No, dang it. Go back. Go forward. Dang it. Firefly this. Who put that button there? Let's see. A tier 2 emote. Wow! Good use of tier 2 slot. I mean, I never use my tier 2 slot, so there's that. Oh, actually, that worked. That just worked. Kind of. Spawn speed. Let's change it to 1/4. And now import it. Show me that again. Show me those waiting penguins. Oh, they are there. They are, in fact, waiting in the water. A little bit on the low side, though. We need to bump them up a little bit. Also, because they have no outline, you can't really tell. Finally. Welcome, frog. Destination Y. Needs to be bumped down by like 4 pixels, maybe? Or up by 4 pixels? Let's try that. All right. Oh, actually, that's almost it. I can see kind of the top of the penguin belly, or maybe I'm just seeing the, you know what, it's really tough to tell what I'm seeing there. Bump it up by 2 more. All right, we can go back to actual music now. Okay, this works, yeah. Now, granted, you cannot see the penguins against the water. But the penguins aren't meant to be completely submerged anyway, so that works. And I think once we get to the final art set, I don't think we're gonna stick with like the limited color palette like we are right now. Not as stringently. Right now, it's like, what do we have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, I think, right? Yeah, blue, light blue, red, and like a orangish, brownish color. And that's it. That's the whole set of colors, which is cool for a pixel game to have a limited color set, but I don't know if the limited colors, I don't know if the art style is gonna work when we kind of try and bump up the art quality a little bit. We'll see. The nice thing about pixel art is I can slam it out really fast and then just not worry about it anymore. So maybe we'll stick with it. We'll see. Okay, the important thing is we now have a way that if we have a sprite that we want to kind of surf on the top of the water and not be completely submerged, that works. Although, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Basically, I don't want to have to, for now, I don't want to have to draw the penguin 3 times. Basically to just superimpose its head over some ripples. Like, let's just have the program do that for us. Okay, so good news there is we have a working setup for easy addition of new enemies. And now we can add even more if we want to. So let's see, what are we gonna do? What's our new enemy types? Walrus, fish. Why would fish go on top of the ice? New towers also. All right, let's see here. Put that hover panic over here. Desktop, flight or flightless dev, art. All its glory. There it is. Okay. Panic. Gosh, I love it. I've been sitting on this for months, waiting for the chance to finally have it. Been prepared, you know. Okay. Well, the penguin's just kind of sliding along the water surface. Get a big old golden walrus seal. I know, seriously. No, I gotta make you earn it. This is totally a seal. Oh yeah, that's great. I can see it. I'm trying to stick with the limited color palette, you see. Actually, if I wanted to do that, just make him light blue and give him an outline. Yeah, seals look like amorphous blobs, right? Yeah, that's totally a seal right there. I can see it. There we go. Now it's perfect. It's beautiful. You don't even realize. Now, why is it a seal? Why is it a seal, though? It's gorgeous, honestly. I'm having doubts about this seal art here. Maybe I should, they've sealed in the blob. Maybe I should look at a picture of a seal first. Not the British songwriter singer. Come on now. The nose. Yeah, the nose. Otherwise, it's just like a dolphin looking thing. That didn't help. That did not help. Rounded face, much more rounded face. Actually, that kind of did help a little bit. Okay, that did not help. Get back in a little quicker. Better, better. Put a ray on the walrus to make it look like Jamie Heineman. That's true. Hovercat's sister went as Jamie Heineman for Halloween. It was great. Like this. That's softer, better. All right, it sure is kind of a seal. You know what? Maybe it's this mess at the back here that I just need to get rid of. Oh, now that's a seal right there. Perfect. Très spooky. Spooky. If you want it to be spooky, that second accent needs to be the opposite direction. Accent aigu. As if I typed my own accent mark. I just assumed. Yeah, that's totally a seal. I'm calling it. Merge layers. Was that you sending me the picture?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. All right, now I need to be able to, yeah, make sure that... All right, here is Hovercat's sister. Once I, throw this onto big camera. Uncanny resemblance. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've decided we're gonna have a separate folder for enemies. We're gonna put enemy and penguin in that folder. And then we're gonna copy penguin and make seal.js. And now that should be really quick to do because of all our previous work that we set up. So now all we have to do is tell it, all right, use artwork number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a second. Where were the ripples? Uh-oh. You know what? I might have made a slight error. Hold that thought. I did in fact make a slight error. There we go. Put it in this one instead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put him down like that. All right, merge these layers. Okay, now save that. 12, so that's artwork number 12. There he is, it's looking good. Hudson, thank you. $10 going to Camp Horizon. Germ Dove, idea. Walrus attacks via bucket. Can't have my bucket. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna say that the seal is particularly slow on land. And the way we're gonna do that is by saying that he swims twice as fast as he walks, but his base speed is gonna be lower. So he's actually gonna be slightly faster than penguins in the water. But significantly slower on land. That's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be his thing. And you know what? He's gonna surf along on the top of the water. All right, now let's see if this actually works. If I go into level editor and I say, give me 4 penguins from the left and 4, oh wait, and then there's something else we need to do. There we go. That should be the last piece of it. Yeah. That moment of realizing, oh wait, I'm a moron. There it is, right away, because we added this to our list of enemy classes. Now it automatically flows into the level editor. We don't need to make a change to the level editor to tell it, here are your choices of enemies. It just happens magically. All right, 4 penguins from the left, 4 seals from the right, simultaneously. Export. Play level. Go. Here they come. And notice the seals, as you notice, surf along the surface of the water. So they are targetable, hopefully. The seals got here first, but then they slowed down significantly. Wow, that is significantly slower once they get on land. Let's see, what else was I gonna... Oh, the other thing I was gonna check was, if I build snowmen, the snowmen should not be able to attack the penguins. Never mind, we haven't actually programmed that part in yet. In this song, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. That tracks. All right, penguins should not be... Oh, wait. Oh, they're not attacking at all. Because... snowmen are only programmed to attack penguins, not enemies in general. There we go. You really want graphics look great to you. GQ's been streaming it, and actually Bardic Panda has also been streaming it today. I think Bardic Panda is doing Nuzlocke, and GQ has been naming all his Pokemon after people in chat. I'm a Piplup because of the, because of the penguin game that we're building. Let's see here. So now the snowman will attack, but we need to make a slight variation of that. We need to have our enemy code has to maintain an is submerged. All right. If it does not swim underwater, then we set waiting equal to is on ground. If it does swim underwater, then the submerged is based on the the fact that it's not on the ground. Been paying a stream for like 2 minutes. Had to go small ant stream today. The soundtrack goes hard. Nice. Let's see here. We're only gonna attack enemies that are not submerged. If they're wading in the water, that's okay. Actually, let's just do one penguin and one seal from the right. And let's also add some ground on the right so the seal has a long time to get there. And then let's add a snowman here, 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 here. Export this level and let's play it. All right, here comes the seal. First, let's make sure, yes, seal is targetable on land. Penguin is not targetable in the water until he emerges, and then immediately he can be targeted. However, what if the seal was actually in the water as well? All right, here we go. Seal is halfway submerged, as you can see. He's just kind of floating there. And yes, they can target the seal. They cannot target the penguin until the penguin emerges. Perfect. Check that off the list. I'm getting out my list. Check. One other thing I wanted to try is a kind of a goofy little thing, but it'll be fun if I can figure it out. Seal getting targeted. No! Poor seal. I want the snowballs to arc. I don't want them to just beam directly into the penguin. I want them to like be lobbed a little bit. Do 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 do. Oh, you know what? There was a Crafted World song that was really good. I remember vaguely. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. It was like a kind of canyon-y. No, not a transformation. Sand World? I don't think so. Ice World, Space, Special Area. I use Special Area on bonus a lot. Soft. I'm not going to be able to find it. Wait, hang on. Here we go. Let's just do this. Okay. Here we go. No, it wasn't Sand World. Thank you, Hudson, for that space. It was not space, as it turned out. Canyon. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was a canyon. Oh, it's just not on this playlist. Weird. Oh, here we go. Extended. Oh, and louder, apparently. All right, we're gonna arc some snowballs. So, draw order. I have a draw order, but I don't maintain any property called Z, which is kind of what I'm gonna be doing. Maybe I should be discreet and actually call it like altitude or something. I don't know. All right, where's our snowball code? Right here. All right, let's get out paint because this is gonna be a little bit of an issue. All right, so you've got your snowman over here. All right, beautiful snowman. And over here, you've got your wicked, evil penguin. There we go. Oh, he's brilliant. Okay, so when we are creating our snowball, basically Diglett. All right, so we take our snowball and we essentially just tell it go, and it goes straight towards the enemy. And as the enemy moves, the snowball still continues to go straight towards the enemy. It doesn't go to where the enemy was, it goes towards where the enemy now is. All right, that's important. So the effect is if you had an enemy going very fast for some reason, the snowball would follow a path that kind of curves towards it. Effectively, that's what you'd see. And I'm okay with that, honestly. We're kind of hand-waving some stuff. Basically, your towers cannot miss, ever. If your tower launches an attack, it will hit. The only thing that prevents it from happening is if the enemy died before the hit landed. So, what I would like is instead of that beeline occurring, I would like for it to launch upward and smack the penguin. Now, a few things to consider. It would be nice to have a fairly consistent looking gravity acceleration. By that, I mean, I don't want some snowballs to do, you know, a little floaty like, whoa, whereas others just kind of, whoa. So I want to try and keep the fall speed looking consistent. It won't be. The other tricky thing is, as the penguin moves closer, get rid of that. Although initially I'm going to calculate the arc and be like, okay, I need to go up at this speed and come down at this speed. The penguin's going to be moving closer, and I still want it to land right when the penguin should get hit. So let's do like a frame by frame here, somehow. All right, so the penguin's going to move in, and then get hit at frame 4 here. All right, my snowball, I want it to land right here. I don't want it to do this and then immediately like, uh-oh, hit penguin. I want it to actually look like it's landing correctly. So that means that I need to like do some correction mid-flight to the angle to make it actually look like it's a normal arc or something. So I think what we're gonna do is we're going to build an initial arc based on the distance. And that's how far, that's what our speed is gonna be. I know, Shiner. Look at this army of penguins coming right at you. So I think what we're gonna do is we're going to, when the snowball is thrown, we are going to generate this function that's basically going to determine, we are gonna be able to pass in a distance between snowball and penguin and spit out a desired altitude. So let's say this is 100 units of distance total. What we're saying is, hey, as soon as the penguin is 50 units away, you need to be at the top of your arc. As soon as it's 0 units away, you need to be down back on the ground. Now, that means, unfortunately, and this is okay, I'm willing to look past this. This means that if a penguin is moving towards a snowman, that means it's actually going to travel that full arc faster. And if it's moving away from the snowman, it's actually going to travel the arc slower because it's going to take longer to cover those number of units. I think that's okay. I'm trying to think if there's a smarter way to do this. Because one of the tricks is that, let's say this front penguin, let's say this is the one we're actually aiming at. We can't use the same function for every penguin because then we wind up with these weird lobs that go super fast to the same height. What are we trying to do? We're trying to make the snowballs appear to fly up into the air instead of just directly target enemies. Which is what happens now. That's too many penguins. I mean, that's too many snowmen. Yes, enemies that are moving. That is the tricky part. So if I export this map, play it. So you'll notice that these snowballs are going to beeline. Yeah, they just straight up fly into whichever enemy they're targeting. Which, you know, sure, that's cool and all, but a little bit of curve would look nice. All right, so the plan is that when the snowball is initially launched, we are going to solve for a very quick and dirty quadratic curve. Yeah. And then we're going to, it's going to be we're going to build a function of insert distance, get out, altitude. And that means that effectively there's going to be a set max height. There's going to be a set height for that particular snowball's throw. That it's going to hit that height at the dead center, you know, like when it gets to exactly half distance. If the penguin is moving towards the snowman, it's going to hit that. It's going to have to hit it early. It's going to kind of like rush the animation along. That's fine, whatever. So, how in the world are we going to do that? So I want to generate a function. Oh boy. Well, okay. It literally is a quadratic formula, for one thing. We can solve for that pretty easy. This is basically a formula that's going to spit out, yeah, x, when x is 0, land, that is, have a altitude offset of 0. When x is whatever the starting distance is, then we're right here, and hit this point right here. That is all we need, really, to solve for this. All right, so we're gonna use H to represent our target maximum height. No, because we want to have, we want to have it appear to have a set gravity. Okay? Not a set height. We don't want every snowball to achieve the same height. If a snowball is being tossed a very short distance, we want it to have barely any curve at all. If it's a long distance, we want a nice big arc. So based on that, our target is a certain a certain derivative, a certain correct derivative. So our target function is going to be a nice little what? Ax squared plus bx plus c or minus c. I don't know. I don't remember how it works. Okay, well, right away we know that it's going to be negative a squared, negative ax squared, because we have the flipped thing here. A is going to control how steep the arc is, I think. C is actually 0, because we're intersecting the y-axis at x equals 0. Okay, and this is point. This is gonna be point D, I guess. So when x equals D, y equals 0. That doesn't help me. A is something over height. Yeah. I'm rusty on this. Pretty heavily rusty. Okay, we can factor out an x. Negative a, negative ax plus b. So our other 0 is at point D. Which means when x is D, we have negative a times D. That needs to equal plus positive a times D. So B is basically a times our distance. Okay, so there's our function. A is still a little bit unknown. Oh, but we can factor out A, sort of. Why not? Sure. And that's basically our function there. Well, let's just try some things here. Let's see here. We want to have... Oh, boy. This is really only going to be super noticeable on very fast enemies. Or very slow enemies. Or no, it would be fast enemies is really what we have to worry about. Everything else, you're not even going to notice this. But this is something that I've been kind of throwing around like, gosh, wouldn't it be nice if the snowball's like, whoop, whoop. All right. Don't worry, this is gonna be great, guys. Look at these penguins. They're really excited about this prospect. All right. So, all right. This dot, initial target distance. That's what we want. We do want this. And that we calculate with, see, that one's easy. Math.square root of this dot x minus this dot target x squared plus same for y. And then just take the square root of that whole thing. There we go. Got it. Easy. Okay, so we've got our initial target distance, which is D. Let's just do A to taste. It only needs to be done because it needs to be figured out how to be done. Exactly. You get it. You get it. If target is active, then do that. Okay, that's fine. We don't have to do that. This dot Z equals this. It equals this mess. which is, what is this? What does this mess mean again? X is our current distance to target. Okay, we have that. Distance to target times A, whatever A is. Let's say 1 for now. Let's bump it up crazy later if it looks wrong. Times negative current distance to target plus initial target distance. Okay, and that's how we're gonna get our Z value. Oh, okay, but wait, there's more. Probably. We're gonna find out. Next up, when we are drawing a sprite, when we draw any sprite, we're gonna have a Y offset. Which we haven't defined yet. Let Y offset equals 0. If we have a Z value, then Y offset equals negative that Z value, right? No, positive Z value, no. This was for Cartesian, so we need to invert it. All right, let's see if this works. This is not gonna work, but it's okay. All right, throw a single snowman in there. Let's slow down how fast these enemies come in. And let's try it. All right, here comes the penguins. Did I put the snowman too far? Probably not, we're fine. I put him too far. There we go, here's a new one. I am not seeing these snowballs anywhere. All right, hang on. No, wait, I do want a snowball. Oh, I'm not gonna get a snowball in doing that. Okay. Let's just do this. If this dot z console.log this dot z. Let's see what z is. All right, show me z. Here we go. Whoa! Really big. Too big. Wow. We could have solved for that. Right? Yeah. When x is half of d, when x equals 1/2 d, d over 2, times a, times half of d again, because d minus half of d is d over 2. Multiply these all together, and you get d squared over 4 times a equals y. So what if d, our distance between things, initial distance between things, is 5 tiles away, which is 100. Well, then we have 10,000 over 4, or 2,500, times a, which is 1, equals our y value, or like 5 times the height of the game window. So let's ramp that down by like 100. Points to Shiner for being right about it being a small fraction. All right. Wait, I didn't actually copy paste that. Dang it. Yeah, surely. There we go. All right, let's just throw a snowman up here. All right, come on, snowman. Show me some snow. I'm seeing them fall. That's an improvement. That is an improvement. Jeez, okay. Let's go ridiculously small. Wait. Also, spawn speed, really slow. All right. Here we go again. Oh, okay. Where are you coming from? Excuse me. It's starting at like negative 14,000, ramping up really fast, and then drops off to about, 0, which makes sense. That's expected. Why is it starting at like negative 14,000 or something? Hang on. All right, what happens when x equals d? It should be zeroing out. Okay. Distance to target. Initial distance to target. All right, think about this. Think about this. Think really hard. All right, who's gonna be the first to figure out where the mistake is? All right. Why are we getting like 14,000 initially? Negative 14,000 specifically. All right, what did I calculate wrong here? This dot x, this dot x, this dot y, this dot y. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna log each of these numbers. We're gonna take that out of this right here. What the crap? Here we go. All right. Okay, initial number. Okay, so it's saying that initial target distance is 200. That sounds very believable. It's saying that the current distance to target is 38,000 when it initially launches. How did we get 38,000 here? I get it. Bad variable naming on my part. Bad variable naming on my part. Distance to target is not the distance to the target. It's the square of the distance to the target. So the reason is, before I was doing this, I just wanted to see if the distance was less than a certain value, okay? I wanted to know if the distance was less than a certain value, which was a distance value. I want to know, hey, is this distance less than, let's say, 100? How would you normally do that? You would calculate the distance and then compare it to 100. But to calculate the distance, you need to do a square root operation. Admittedly, very tiny calculation to do a square root. You know, it's x distance squared plus y distance squared, and then you take the square root of that to get the distance. If you just say x distance squared plus y distance squared, you get the hypotenuse squared. And then you have to square root that to get the hypotenuse. If all you wanted to do was to check that hypotenuse against a certain value, you know what? Maybe you don't have to do a square root. Maybe instead you do a slightly cheaper square operation on the number you're comparing to, right? Right. Which is great, except if you wind up naming your variable distance to target instead of distance to target squared, which is what it really is, in which case you throw off all your numbers. Okay. Well, now we figured out what was going on there. That was silly, but we got it. All right, throw a snowman here, export this map, and let's play it. This time with, we're probably gonna have to ramp this up now, this 0.0001 value. Yeah, you can't even see a slope there. Let's ramp that up by a large factor. Try that again. Sounds like an excuse to me. It is. No, let me tell you, it is. Here we go. Oh! Oh, that's believable. And look, he has to lob it higher. He has to lob it higher for the ones that are farther out. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. I don't know. I kind of like the hilarious... Whee! Oh, this is exactly what I wanted it to do. I just wanted to see the arcs. Oh, that's perfect. It's such a small thing. It's such a small thing, but I really like it. And now I'm tempted to add shadows. It's important. It is. It's a small detail, but it means a lot. Wouldn't shadows be cool? Don't we think shadows would be cool though? Like, what if we just have little shadows under the snowballs, right? You know, like little 3D Mario game, just little little oval shadows for every sprite that has a Z value set. How do you do that? How would you do that? Okay, hang on. First off, yeah, yes. All right, we have a draw order that sorts our sprites. It sorts them by draw order first, and if there's a tie on draw order, it sorts them by their Y value. This kind of allows us to do layers of different sprites, like the player is always drawn on top, regardless of anything else. And then for ties, it's like, well, you know, whichever one's in the back gets drawn first, then we draw our way to the front. So if you had a snowball, I don't want to draw snow shadows on top of penguins, but at the same time, would it really matter that much? Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's just say when we're drawing a sprite, if it has a Z value, maybe we should draw a shadow first. Maybe we should draw a shadow first. how are we gonna do that? I think we're gonna go straight on to the canvas. Bill style. Let's do bright red to start with. Okay? Just to make sure we're actually seeing what we want to see. Ellipse is not actually supported in some browsers. I need to see if we can use that. All right, here we go. Ellipse Web API. What is the support on that? Not available. Okay, Firefox did add it. Okay. The last time I did a Ludum Dare game jam, I used an ellipse for drawing one of the things. Cause like, oh, that's perfect. That's just what I need. And it turned out that someone tried to play it on Firefox and it just wouldn't work. I was like, I don't know why, but I'll try it when I get home. Come to find out, Ellipse wasn't supported on Firefox back then. But now it has full support, so we can use it. How complicated is it? Oh, that's a lot of parameters. But okay. All right. So what are these parameters? What are these bajillion parameters here? Okay, it takes center point, this dot x, this dot y, perfect. X radius, Y radius. Hey, snack time? All right, let's get Hovercat a snack while we jam out. Let's have an army of rovers jamming out while we go get snacks. All right, shadow. The next parameters. Radius X, radius Y. Let's just use some numbers for now. 8, 3. Rotation. We do not want to rotate the ellipse, so that one's an easy one. Start angle, end angle. Yes, perfect. All right, now, if this dot Z, then this dot draw shadow first, and then draw the sprite afterwards. All right, this is gonna be so cool. Trust me. All right, main menu, import, go. Oh, I forgot to slow down the penguin spawns. That's fine. I'm seeing no shadows. Why is that? Do I need to do anything else? Bill style. We'll just be seeing some bright red shadows here. Let's just put a nice little test log message here. Let's change the spawn speed on these penguins. The level editor, by the way, is not final. We got a lot to do on that. Oh. It is drawing. I bet there's something being drawn first. Well, no. Huh. Let me try something else. Da-da-da-da-da-da. See if this will work. Okay. Something's covering this up. Let's see here. When I draw a tile, we pass in an X and a Y. Huh. Am I passing some weird number for X and Y? X offset. Ah, that might be it. I bet that's it. Let's pass in an X and a Y to our draw shadow function. All right, let's try it on just the regular shadows first. Oops, almost forgot. We would like to have why can't I edit this anymore? What's going on here? All right, whatever. We'll take it. Bring on the penguins. All right, let's see if we get a bright red shadow. There it is. Okay, so it is drawing the shadow on top of the penguin. I'm kind of meh on that. Also, I guess the shadow needs to get smaller as it gets higher up, right? So we want to go, our radius is at maximum, let's keep it kind of small. Let's say 6. and then go down as Z gets higher, but never go down more than 6. So how do we cap that? What's a good function that kind of caps out as it goes on? Arctan, I don't think the curve is great for that, but maybe. Natural log actually does not. It goes up infinitely. Let's just add a check maybe that if R is less than 0, then don't draw the shadow. Have a good night, Hudson. Enjoy your trip, by the way. Divided by 20. Let's try this. Let's see how this looks. Throw a couple snowmans there. See how this looks. Oh, look at those shadows. Let me zoom in on that. Hang on, do that again. Look at these shadows. Watch this. Look at these shadows. Yeah? Yeah? That's not bad. Now, here's the thing. The shadow is still being drawn on top of this snowman. Now, it doesn't have the same Y value until it gets to the penguin. So what's our function for drawing sprites in a certain order? Oh, we only look at... Ooh, snowballs have a draw order of 150. Enemies always get drawn. Ooh. Alright, hang on. What's our draw order? Okay. Oh, snowballs get drawn on top of everything. Next up is the hat. Gets drawn below snowballs. And then a lot of other things are 50 or 40. What if I... Alright. Slight change to the draw order stuff. What if instead of relying on Y in the case of a tie on draw order, what if I rely on draw order in the case of a tie on Y? Let's try this. Let's see what this does to everything. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Oops. Alright, throw a couple snowmen in. Slow down this spawn speed, and away we go. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, okay. I see a problem with that. These snowballs that are coming in from the top are getting drawn behind the ground tiles, because the ground tiles do have a higher Y value. Can't fault them there. Okay, so no, that is not the answer there. We'll come up with something. Honestly, this looks pretty good as is. For just a small little detail. Actually, I really like how the shadows turned out for a quick little thing like that. That's super great. All right, I think we're good. Who are we gonna go hang out with? We got... GQ and Panda are both doing Pokemon. Oh, the age-old question. All right, let's see here. Let's just go with GQ for now. All right, well, everybody, thank you for hanging out during this fun little foray into making shadows work properly. I feel good about the progress tonight. We even got the enemy classes, the inheritance working properly on that. We actually figured out this formula. It worked exactly as we wanted it to. I was just way off on what the value of one of them was. I don't even remember which one. All right, that's it for tonight. Trying to think if there's anything else. I guess Sunday and Monday I'll probably be doing Oxygen Not Included, and that's it. Otherwise, normal stuff. So, everybody have a wonderful time over at GQ Stream. I'll see you guys later. Bye.